everyone. If you're watching this on October 26th, my stuff's gonna be on sale tomorrow, which is on Sunday. So here's an example of the stuff that I have in my shop. And I have like a bunch of other things like t-shirts and prints, and stickers, mugs, tote bags. I've got a lot of things, so if you would like to support me, you can head over there. Everything is 10% off on October 27th, so if you would like to get some stuff, you can head over there, and yeah, it supports me and my artwork and stuff, so if you want to do that, you can. So anyway, okay, so last week I did a 3 marker challenge, and somebody suggested I do a mixed media challenge with Yoda again, so that's what I'm gonna do. And here are Yoda's prompts, and there's like a bunch of random stuff in here, so I'm just gonna mix these up. Doesn't matter if my eyes are closed because I can't see what's on there anyway. So they're little paper planes. And yeah, let's just go ahead and pick one. I'm gonna pick 2. So here's one, and here's another. Wait, actually, let me mix it up again and then pick one. If I get the same prompts I got last time, I'm not going to be pleased. Okay. So there you go, and this one. So I'm gonna empty Yoda's contents because I have other stuff. I have different random things that I have put to make the perfect mixed media drawing. So I have stuff for liner, I have stuff for my sketch, and I also have stuff for color. And I'm going to pick 1 for the liner, 1 for the sketch, and 3 for the color stuff. So I'm gonna do the sketch stuff first. These are the prompts. Put it in Yoda's face. Shake them up. Get one. I'm gonna try to get one, just one. Okay, these are the 2. I'm just gonna like, cause they're like stuck. No, they're not. That's 1. That's 1. Never mind. I'm challenged. Okay, so I'm gonna put that next to Yoda's, the other prompts. Now we're gonna put the ones in for the line art. Pick one. This one. Put that over there and empty Yoda's face again. And the ones for the color, like I said, I'm gonna pick 3 of these, so shake them up. And I lost one. And 1, 2, and 3. Let's see what we got, my peeps. So I'm gonna start in the order in which I got them. So the prompts, which are going to be the ones that I like figure out what I'm gonna draw. I got this one last time, so I guess that means I should put more things in Yoda's face because I got crown again. And if this is butter, okay, it's not butter, it's cheese. So for the sketch, I'll be using a mechanical pencil, which is Coolio, because that's what I usually sketch with anyway. And for the line art, no lines. Okay, so my style is I rely on the lines a lot. And now let's see where that takes us. So here are the ones for the color. Okay, so the first one is watercolor. Yay! I like watercolor. The next one is Copic. I sometimes pair watercolors and Copics anyway, so that's cool. But what's the next one? Pentel ink wash. Oh god. Those aren't too bad. Those aren't too bad. Watercolor, Copics, ink wash. But the only thing with the ink wash is I have gray and black and like a weird brown, so I don't know how that's gonna work. But the thing I'm most concerned about is the no lines thing. So let's see how that goes, I guess. The prompts were cheese and crown. And I got crown last time, so I wasn't too pleased with that, but I had to deal with it. So I went pretty literal with crown and drew just a crown, but when it came to the cheese portion, I thought it would be cool to draw this character with some rats and give her a cheese sweater. And Also, the shape of her ears is kind of inspired by rodent ears, so I was just trying to be more creative than I was last time, because last time I felt like I took things too literally. And also with the colors that I got, it just felt not special isn't the word I'm looking for. It didn't feel fancy enough. And so I wanted this drawing to be fancier than last time's drawing, and I feel like I accomplished that. Yeah, I gave her 2 pet rats. I don't know if they're her pets or her subjects, but I drew them and I like how they turned out. The most difficult thing I feel like I had like the most difficulty with was the no lines thing, because like I said, my style relies heavily on line art. So usually I'll do the sketch, and then I do the line art, then I add the color, and then I add highlights. That's how my process works for most of my artwork, whether it's digital or traditional. So having to work without lines, not outlines. It wasn't like impossible. It wasn't like too difficult, because sometimes when I'm doing watercolor stuff, sometimes I will like wait till the end to add the lines. So that portion wasn't too difficult. But usually when I'm coloring things in, and I have like this little white space that I haven't colored in yet, I leave it that way because I'm going to go over it with line art anyway. But with this one, I wasn't going to do that. So with a few things like around the rodents, it was there was like this little white space where there was no color at all, and I feel like I had to leave that so that I remember where everything's supposed to be placed, and so that I won't color outside of the lines and get confused and stuff. But when it came time to finish this piece, those were still there. Those little white lines where I didn't color things all the way to the edge. And at first I was just like, oh, how am I gonna make this? But then Copic Markers emerged. And I usually pair Copic Markers and watercolors anyway, so that wasn't too spectacular, amazing, new. But the new thing that I did was the ink wash before adding watercolor. So what I did was I used the ink wash to lay down like the values, the shadows and whatnots, before I went over it with the watercolor, which I've seen that done before a few times, so I was certain that I could do it. But the thing that I had a little trouble with that is it made the watercolors over top look a little dull, and I didn't really like that. I mean, it could be a look if that's what you're going for, but I like my pieces to be bright and vibrant with saturated colors and stuff. So something that's not saturated, it's not something that I prefer in my own artwork, so I was a little about it, you know. But Copic Markers came to the rescue once more, because usually when I'm doing a watercolor painting and the colors aren't as vibrant as I want them to be, I go over it with Copic Markers anyway. So that was the thing that I feel saved this piece. The Copic Markers, they are our champions. The Copic Markers will save us all, and they did. And another thing I felt like I did better than last time is the crown, because last time I mentioned how I didn't have a brown, so I couldn't shade the crown the way I normally would, but because I didn't limit my color selection this time, I was free to shade as I pleased, and I did, and I liked it, and that was fun. Also, this cheese sweater, it looks a little special, but I would wear that. I like cheese, and I like this cheese sweater, and I want to wear it, but I can't because it doesn't exist. Anyway, what else could I talk about? The little rodents, the rats, the mice boys. They're not mice, but they could be. But anyway, I like how they turned out. My favorite thing about those are their little whiskers, which I have not drawn at this point in the video. That comes later. I did that with the Gellyroll, and I didn't do like a special drawing. By drawing, I mean like pulling something, like a prompt, for the highlights, because I normally I don't have many tools for highlights. I only have 3, and one of them isn't, well, 2 of them isn't really reliable. So with these prompts,
and with these supplies, I wanted to make an illustration that was actually good. So I didn't want to I mean, I wanted it to be challenging and something that I didn't normally do, which I accomplished that. But I didn't want it to be something that's just so challenging that I couldn't create something that I was proud of. And I'm proud of this. I like this drawing. Anyway, that's it. I hope you liked it. Like I mentioned earlier, everything in my shop's 10% off from 9 p.m. on October 27th to 9 p.m. on November 1st. So if you like to get something, you can head over there. The link's in the description. You can also support me on Ko-fi, and you can follow me on Instagram, and if you like my videos, you can subscribe to my channel. Anyway, thanks so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you enjoy the rest of your day.